As you can see in our preliminary task, the text we used to establish the film was covering a lot of the screen and the actress's face, mainly because we weren't completely sure of the software we were using, so our editing skills were slightly limited, meaning it was difficult to do anything else with the text. Because of this, in our film we decided to put title screens on separate black screens to avoid it disrupting the viewer's attention from the film itself.
In this picture, we didn't have as much experience using the camera in different shots, as this was just our prelim task. So we used a tripod for every shot, as this was the easiest, and because we were only developing our skills, we began simple. The camera was always on a tripod when the camera was moving. They were just slow tracking shots moving left or right. These shots looked good and professional, but they were easy to do.
In this shot, the actress we used wasn't the best actress we could find in short notice, which meant her acting skills weren't amazing. Because of this, in our final film we decided we would try and use someone from my AS drama class because she has more experience as an actress and it would improve our film a lot if we had a better actress.
In our final film, there were some points where the camera wasn't that steady and we hadn't used the tripod. This was intentional because the actress was running, and when you are watching it makes you involved and feel like you're running with her. This is a good example as Gina starts to run in this second picture. The camera follows her in various different angles, but when it's tracking next to her, it's moving at the same speed and bobbing up and down a little bit to make it feel like you're running with her.
Although difficult to tell on this picture, this shot was particularly shaky. This was because it was one of the first times we had used one of the tripods from school, and we were still trying to familiarise ourselves with how to manoeuvre it correctly. Also, the camera we were using in this shot didn't have very good image stabilisation technology, so slight shakiness was difficult to avoid. As you can see in this picture, our actress is running. To film this, I had to run alongside with her, and the shot is actually less shaky than the prelim shot. This was mainly because the camera we used for our final film has optical image stabilisation, which meant the shakiness will have reduced hugely in comparison to that of the prelim task.
This third picture, it's part of our prelim again. We had only started looking at different types of shots, one of which was match on action. For this we used a door opening, and it was really simple. We just had to position the camera in a couple of different positions, on one of which was a close-up on the handle, then film someone open the door. It was something that required lots of skills, but was a good place to start. After that we edit them together to make it smooth and look like maybe using more than one camera to film the person walking through the door.
This shot shows very clearly that the film was shot in a school. We found after filming the prelim task that filming our final project in school would make the film look like an amateur piece, because it wouldn't fit into the horror genre, and the whole point of viewing a film is to allow the viewer to step into another sort of reality, and if the setting is familiar to the viewer, then that element of an alternate world is lost. To avoid this happening in our final film, we shot in this slightly sinister alley for both the reasons that it fits into our genre, because it's quite creepy, and also because it isn't obvious it's a student film because there aren't any connotations to school. This shot shows the clothing our actors were both in our prelim task. We decided our use of costume in the prelim task was done quite well because they're supposed to just be friends meeting for coffee or to study, so they would actually be wearing slightly more casual clothes to match the casual feel of the meeting. This use of costume helped us think about what kind of outfit our actress for the final film should be wearing, and we thought about what would suit what she had previously been doing in the film.
In this last picture, it's part of our final film, and we took the idea of close-up on like different items and create the party scene at the start of our film. As we had developed our skills, we decided to make lots of different shots and clips of someone opening cans, pouring drinks, taking drinks and other kind of things to show we had developed our skills further.
Also, throughout the prelim task we didn't include sound effects or music, so all the sound on it was diegetic. This lack of sound makes the film very plain and not very pleasing for the viewer to watch. From this, in our final film we decided to include some creepy sound effects and soundtracks to make the film much more exciting and to help it fit in with the genre even more.